Welcome back to the Book of Vinzer Flinn, Lords, Ladies, and Mandalorians. This week we've got a full crew of Flinns to discuss the weighty episode that was Star Trek Picard Episode 2. And as I finish up this week's episode, I am also preparing for a much-needed couple of days away on beautiful Mandalore, or as normal people would call it, Cape Breton. Over the last year or so, my sister has bought my grandparents' former house and property and has been restoring it to its former glory. And it's a place you can go. Located in South Haven, Fern and Thistle Cottages. Go to Instagram and take a look. You've never seen a place like this. There's still magic up around there, and my sister has really brought the place back to life. It's my favorite place in the world, and a place a person can really find a little slice of peace. South Haven is actually the name of the place. It's not one of the geeky names the Flinns all call their houses, like Steelhaven, Skyhaven, Starhaven, and so on. It's just a happy little coincidence. If the Flinns can be said to have started anywhere, they'd have to be there. Being able to take rein of my stepson there has meant a lot to me. My grandfather is buried at sea out there, and I think he's pretty happy to see his old place full of music and people laughing again. That's what it's all about. Alright, enough of my indulgent nostalgia. Let's go see the gang about some Star Trek Picard.
Sorry, I'm just finishing my dinner.
Well, hurry the fuck up!
No! Shut up! What's up, everybody?
Not much.
Legit just watched the episode half an hour ago.
Happy Eradication Day.
Happy
Eradication Day. How many Star Trek episode titles can we cram into one episode of dialogue?
Oh, man.
Yeah, really. A lot of them.
I know. I literally facepalmed. I was like, are you serious? And then they dropped Insurrection, and then they dropped a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, ugh, is this what we're doing? And then Joni facepalmed, and she's like, is this whole thing going to be an alternate universe time travel thing? I'm like, yes. And she's like, I hate that.
It's Star Trek. What do you expect? I mean, time travel and alternate universes are like one of the two main things that they focus on, just like Star Wars focuses on desert planets and space wizards. I mean, you have to expect that.
Exactly. I am here for it.
Oh, me too. I mean, you see, you go like, you think, oh, this is gonna just be a big time travel long episode, but you're like, let's go.
Oh man, yeah.
Like, fuck this again. All right.
Yeah, I saw it was getting close to the end of the episode while I was watching, and I was like, no, more.
Oh yeah, totally left me want more.
Well, it's nice that they're going to be doing it the Kirk way this time around. Oh yeah, no, it's gonna happen. They're gonna slingshot her. They're gonna slingshot the. What is this ship in this universe called? Did they ever say that, or
they called it the La Serena, anyways?
Okay.
Oh, did they?
So
yeah, Agnes said it over the comm. Yeah, so whatever they're calling, that's still what we're calling it, I guess.
Okay, so yes, the La Serena's gonna slingshot around the sun, and it's all gonna be happy.
Hey, I was watching the recap of the first episode and the second, so the very end, when the Stargazer explodes, and on second watch, that the power around the explosion of the ship looks suspiciously like the Q effect.
I did notice like a bubble of some shape, sort of variety.
Well, he does actually say he intervened, so I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I mean, he intervened very selectively, though. I mean, he only saved the main cast. That was it.
Yeah, I mean, my expectation based on the first episode, which I know you guys already talked about, but like my expectation based on the first episode is that self-destructing the ship was the wrong answer.
Oh yeah, easy way out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't blame them for going that route, considering the Federation's history with the Borg.
The Queen didn't exactly make a good first impression, we'll say. Like, hello, I am the leader of your most lethal enemy. I'm going to force my way through your shields and then immediately tentacle your control consoles.
Anything shows up and starts slinging tentacles around, you can't blame people for shooting.
All while saying, I want to join the feds.
Definitely.
Oh, speaking of which, it was nice to see that they got rid of the Hoover phasers. We're back to the pistol grip phasers that look like a lot from the original series. I like that.
Picard's line early on at the start of the episode when he's talking to Q may end up being the episode name for this is I'm too old for your bullshit. And Picard has, once again, he's cursed again, but again, it was very, very well placed and well used.
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. So I really liked the intro as Q is explaining Jean-Luc's triumphs in that kind of trophy room. I thought that was cool. Let's just name drop every single Star Trek bad guy or antagonist or ally that could possibly be relevant to name drop here.
That was wild.
Skull Dukat.
Yeah.
Dal Dukat, executed in the forest. General Martok, executed on Kronos. Sarek, executed on Vulcan. This guy likes to this General Picard really likes to make statements.
So Q is there's something wrong with him. He's not well. I mean, look how intense and enraged he was, and he fucking slapped Jean-Luc.
I know.
I couldn't believe it.
That was you know there's something going on with there's something going on with Q when he cocks Picard one.
Yeah.
Normally, every other time he's seen Picard or interacted with him, he's been so aloof and arrogant and such like that he doesn't need to hit him. He can do basically whatever the heck he wants.
Normally, he's in control.
Exactly. Physical violence is so beneath him. Yet Picard tweaks him one, and he just goes and cold cocks him. So as like Jenny said, there's definitely something wrong with his sanity. I mean, you can actually see it in his eyes. He just has those wise, I'm looking a little murdery look to him.
The stakes with Q, they're very high apparently, because we've done all this shit with Q before. He's faced his own mortality and all that shit. We've done all that in the TNG, right? Like he's faced kind of death before. So like, if they do that, he's gonna die or something. I don't know. Like I can't figure out what's wrong with him. Like what the angle with Q is.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm thinking whatever Picard did to disrupt the timeline or whatever did a lot more than just disrupt the timeline. It's this is probably universe breaking.
Yeah.
And and to make Q so agitated with him for doing that, you're right. Stakes are extraordinarily high.
So how about I found a whole lot of the perversion of the Jean-Luc Picard character in this Confederation world. It was so disturbing on so many different points. Like his Romulan staff is obviously terrified of him. He's going around collecting the skulls of his enemies.
Yeah.
But the thing that bothered me the most was the perversion of the speech to boldly go. It was all corrupted into, going around being space fascist. To hear it coming out of Picard, it was so fucking I don't like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the same. Like, I mean, they pervert that speech anytime they do an alternate. Like, whenever they go to the mirror universe, right? Like, we've heard Archer give the corrupted speech, but it is just eerie every time it comes out of somebody's mouth, because that this is not what it should be.
Yeah.
Instead of the USS Enterprise, we have the CSS World Raiser. I mean, oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that ship looked badass in that painting. And I just realized, I commented last episode on that painting, and now when it actually focused on it, I realized it just wasn't a dark background. It was the World Raiser basically kicking the shit out of two Borg cubes.
Yeah, that was quite a painting.
Mm-hmm.
And I just gotta say that I know we said this with one Q episode in Lower Decks, but John Delancey has not missed a step. That voice is still... He's smug... I don't really know what other adjective to use, but the sweet smugness of Q's voice, John Delancey still has it.
Honestly, having watched him talk about being Q at Halcon, I have appreciated his performance even more, because he just relishes it. Like he relishes being like that the troublemaker. He called himself the Mercutio of the of the Star Trek universe.
He really does have the funnest character in Star Trek to play.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Zero fucks character.
He showed up.
It's almost like he's like the level of absurdity of Q is like it's almost like he's playing like a Shakespearean role, which I mean I think is his training anyways.
Yeah.
But, like John DeLancey, good job.
Yeah.
You haven't lost it.
We like him.
A couple of things about the Q Picard conversation that I noted. One of which was him putting on the record, which was the song is Non je ne regrette rien, which means no, I regret nothing, which I just thought was an interesting choice. And he also told Picard, this is all because Picard of course was like, you screwed this up, and Q's like, no, you did this. But he said this is the result of your fear.
All right. Yeah, there's no clue too small right now, is there?
Oh man, yeah.
Just download the script and go through it with a highlighter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, don't tempt me.
I may have to do that next time.
So we delve into this totalitarian world we're in, this very Nazi-looking world. Eradication Day. 7 is president, and they made a very quick reference to a General Sisko, and obviously we're like, ooh, name drop, what's going on there? But someone on Twitter said, what if General Sisko's Jake? How weird would that be?
Oh, that'd be interesting. And maybe instead of Mrs. Sisko, it was Ben that was lost in a battle with the Borg.
Oh, interesting.
Anyways, being realistic, until I see it, it's probably just a throwaway name drop.
It's to get people talking on podcasts.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, Avery Brooks is, according to some Star Trek actors that I've talked to at con, he's just crazy.
He's out there, man.
Like, he's gone crazy. Like, he is like an old man. Well, I mean, I don't know how old Avery Brooks is off the top of my head, but
I like to believe that he's on the same path I'm hoping for myself, which is just to keep getting high and not giving a fuck.
He's 73.
Yeah, so he's up there.
It's funny, as you're saying this, I have my half-finished Cisco painting like right in front of me. So
he's giving you the eye.
Yeah.
Jenny, I've been meaning to ask, what scene are you painting?
I am painting the end of In the Pale Moonlight when he's...
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, when he says, I think I can live with that,
When he's raising the glass?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Love that.
Yes.
I don't know who you're painting it for, but I will probably want a print of that at some point.
It is for that, or whoever would like to add Cisco to their collection, because he doesn't
We may
get
need to talk then.
No problem.
Get in line.
That's Scenes from the Multiverse, everybody. Get yours today.
You guys rule. Yeah, so Q. Crazy Q. What else? What else, you guys?
Well, let's talk about how everyone's plunked back into this reality in different places. Like Rios is back on his ship. Elnor is a rebel in Okinawa, apparently. Raffi is part of the establishment. It was funny how it felt like that old Voyager 7, the severeness came out when she was pretending to be the president. Like she was so hard-edged. She's just going with it because she had to.
Yes.
I dug that.
It was interesting to see how long it took each of those characters to adapt to their new situation. Oh, so for instance, Seven woke up, realized something's going on here, did a self-diagnostic to figure out that nope, this is real. I might be in an alternate reality, and then just basically picked up on it quickly. Rios, I think, took a little. I think took a little less time, but I'm gonna put that to his Starfleet training because they go into weird situations anyway. I'm sure they were briefed on alternate universes. Well, Raffi did it the quickest. I tended to find she just like hopped right into the part.
Well, we didn't see her when she entered, right? We only see Raffi later.
Here's the thing, though. That scene when it started, you saw Elnor.
Like,
when he popped, or when he quote unquote popped in, and you remember it's on Okinawa, so that's like day, night, whatever. You're crossing time zones and things, so it wouldn't surprise me if it's really if it's nighttime out there right now, whatever. But so I figured they were focusing on everyone as they came into being in this alternate reality. So that's why I'm saying Raffi, I think, adapted the quickest. Girardi, I could have just, I just slapped my forehead with her trying to figure things out and realizing that character has absolutely no clue how to play act.
Well, that's Alison Pill in a nutshell. Like, she's really good at playing that type of character.
Yeah, but I guess that particular in that kind of reality where pretty much every one of the main characters had figured out we're in a alternate timeline. Let's play with it and let's play along with it till we figure out how to fix it. I don't know. She just felt very clueless. And
well, my argument is that she had the least amount of contextual clues, right?
Yeah.
She just wakes up in a lab. Rios comes to in a firefight with Vulcans. Picard obviously has the whole cute introduction and backstory. Seven wakes up with no Borg implants, and I'm just trying to think. Well, we don't really see Raffi, come to or wake up or whatever, and Elnor is in the middle of being a terrorist. I was just going to comment earlier about how it's very interesting that they made the characters about as opposite from their Prime Universe selves as possible.
How about Agnes and Elnor when they reunited? How cute were they?
That was good.
That was cute.
The nice thing about Agnes in this situation is that she's sort of the everyman. She's sort of the entry point for us as the civvies.
That's the comparison I've made before for Tilly in Discovery. She's our window of of normal person, cursing in crazy situations and not being sure of herself and shit.
And now we've lost that.
Now, having said that, when she does that big rambling explanation to the magistrate to explain why the four of them were down there, that was that I found extraordinarily amusing. So, I guess once she did figure herself out, she did pretty well play acting along.
Once she got her feet under her a bit.
Exactly.
Don't you hate the magistrate? Don't you just hate him?
Oh my god. How dare you touch Jerry Ryan? How dare you?
I have a word for him. I'm not going to say it on the podcast because I'm sure we might be listened to by children, but
I hope not.
Yeah, he just
hope not.
He reminds me of a fucking cuck. He has. Honest to God,
I never thought I'd hear Yost yoofing utter.
Nope.
Yo, there you go. He just has that. He has that aura. I don't know if aura is the right word. He just has that personality. Where Jerry, I'm sure Jerry Ryan just in her private moments with him just beats the shit out of him and just makes him do all sorts of degrading stuff because she wears the pants in that relationship.
I mean, there are probably many, many people in the world that would love Jerry Ryan to step on them.
Yeah.
But it's just, but I guess it's, but I mean, I'm not sure if that was what the relationship was before the Seven, the Seven, and not the Annika Hansen was there. But no, it's just very first scene when he comes in and he's talking to her and such, like they said, she married this guy?
Well, maybe he's just a good administrator. It's very.
Maybe.
Oh, he sounds like he's a fantastic administrator, but a very rat of a husband.
So it's at this point in the lab. Quick side note: when the fighting broke out, I forgot what a fucking ass kicker Elnor is in a fight. Oh my god!
So apparently, the Starfleet Deltas in this universe also double as throwing stars.
Right?
That was kind of cool.
I wrote that down. Did Elnor just use a comm badge to slit those guys' throats?
They're pretty big.
2 of them.
Yeah.
2 of them. It was. Yeah, I swear that man can kill anything, anyone with anything pointed and sharp.
I was surprised they let him get beat up for so long. Like I had assumed when Raffi said he's all yours, boys, I was like, oh, okay, this is where Eldor utterly annihilates them, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh no, never mind. I guess they're just going to wail on the handcuffed guy for
No,
5 minutes.
exactly. She needed time to figure out how to shut the shields down, so give them a play toy for a couple of minutes. It's like cats. Shoot a laser and distract them for a couple minutes until you turn it off and the cat goes and scratches your face. So,
Speaking of cats.
Oh, Spot 73.
Right?
All right, so they bring the Borg Queen out. It's really weird to see her, completely hobbled and up, frankly, up so close. Now, I can't remember the exact wording, but there was something in the dialogue there that made me think that they referenced that she was a queen and not the queen. Did you guys pick up on any of that?
I didn't.
Yeah,
That'd
I did.
Cool.
Yeah, I remember. I remember Annika Hansen saying this was a more of a typical queen.
That's it.
Yes.
So that infers to my mind that, okay, there is a network of queens. So this is not the queen from the Next Generation movies.
Yes.
Right.
So
okay.
For anyone who cares, Patton Oswald was Spot.
Thank
73.
You. Oh fuck! I knew. I was thinking, had his
Hilarious.
name in my head, and I'm like, it's got to be someone like Patton Oswalt, and of course.
Oh yeah, no, I immediately caught that voice. I just didn't remember the actor's name. Thank you, Chris.
Oh, quick note back to Agnes. Do you like how in her improv she covered up by the Seven thing by calling her Annika Seven Shots?
Oh my god, that was amazing.
That was awesome. I like that.
That was pretty quick.
Yeah.
So they bring the queen out, and we're gonna be doing some time travel, of course. And Picard actually references like Kirk's Enterprise did it every other fucking day. But they say seek the Watcher. Who's the Watcher?
It's apparently someone in the past that they're going to need to find who's the key to all this.
I think it's Android Lady because she's the only main cast member we're missing. How did she get there? I have no idea. But I don't know if I don't know the actress who plays Android Lady, whose name I don't actually remember. Nope, gone.
So deep.
Thank you. I don't know if she's billed as main cast.
She is.
She was kind of. I hope it's not Guinan. I don't think they could convincingly de-age Whoopi Goldberg that much.
I think I actually thought that. I was like, oh, we've got the listener, and now we have the Watcher. But
It could be another Elnorian, or however it is their species is pronounced.
Elnorian?
Thank you.
Refresh my memory. Did we meet any other Elorians in TNG other than Guinan? It's been a while.
I don't think
Yes.
so.
Soren.
Soren.
Oh,
I mean,
Soren.
the main antagonist from Generations.
Right. Oh, of course.
Which really, I mean, he was obsessed with the Nexus, but he didn't really have like a vibe. Like he didn't have the like, let's hang out kind of vibe. So yeah.
I guess the question I should ask is: have there been any like typical Aelorians like Guinan that were weren't megalomaniac adversaries, but just one they ran into on the trips? I was pretty sure not, but I couldn't remember.
Think yes. Mardus Marzer, male Elorian. He was on Deep Space Nine, a Deep Space Nine episode where he was a broke he was a broke businessman trying to make money. Found a device that basically screwed up. Yes, the casino episode where he basically
Screwed up
where his
probability?
devices exactly screwed up probability. He was an Elorian.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's so funny.
Speaking of Deep Space Nine, the Ferengi skull in the speaking of Deep Space Nine, the Ferengi skull in the trophy room was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's actually bone. That's not cartilage.
Did you notice the Grand Nagus staff?
Oh, no, I didn't.
No, I did not.
I saw it in a promo picture, not in the actual. I didn't spot it in the episode, but I saw it in a promo picture prior that it's like sitting on the floor, like right in front of it.
During the scene, there was a Klingon Doktog Their ceremonial knife was mounted on there. Various Federation phasers.
Every pistol known to the Federation.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm sure there's probably. I'm sure he, as well as skulls, General Picard collects all sorts of trophies from his various conquests. So
General Picard is scary. They got that old scowl on his face. I'm like, no.
Oh,
this
yeah.
isn't right. Did anyone else notice as they started the Eradication Day part, the giant Sung hologram?
yes,
I didn't see it, but I heard the voice, and I was like, that's Brent Spiner. I didn't see the hologram.
Adam Soon.
It said Adam.
It was as they were zooming in towards the arena or whatever. There was just giant holographic statue of Adam Sung just spinning around,
Gotcha.
which makes me think he's going to be he's part of this time travel. He's part of this alternate reality split that whatever happens in 2024. I think he's going to be a large part of it.
Yeah, I agree. So we're at the Eradication Day ceremony. Everyone's doing their best to bullshit their way through by time so they can beam out. The Borg Queen, she's sitting there. She was just smirking the whole time. Just smirking. Like she knew.
Well, it's because she knows they need her, right?
Yeah.
They spelled their plan out to her in that lab.
Yeah.
So she knows that they have to stall and kill the other Federation officers, because I highly doubt Confederacy phasers have stun.
Yeah, really.
She knows.
With Star Trek, there's always sort of that mystical magic number of a 7-person crew, like a base crew. And it occurred to me when they beamed onto the La Sirena, the Borg Queen is in effect that 7th crew member, and I was like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I always like the non-human, logic machine character in every Star Trek.
And now she's plugged into the ship.
Yeah, that's not. I when Girardi plugged her in, I was like, oh, the LEDs on the warp core are going to turn green in 5, 4, and then it never happened.
It's a rule. Oh, I should have. That should be a rule.
You know what? My prediction for next episode is that's going to happen. They're almost going to get killed by the magistrate and his bodyguards, and then suddenly we're going to focus on the Borg Queen. She's she has this big shitting green on her face. She basically takes the ship over, overrides the override, which will either let them subdue the magistrate and his goons, or she's just going to beam them out into space, and they're going to go underway.
I wonder if the La Sirena is the ground zero for a new Borg ship, and that is the one we see come into the future through the rift, like a cycle.
Crazy.
Oh, that would be freaky.
Might explain its weird shape.
I found it really interesting how the magistrate used presidential override codes to beam onto the ship. I was like, why do you have your wife's password? That's not how this is supposed to work.
Well, he's a cuck, but he's suspicious.
Oh, yes.
I'm never going to see this guy in the same light, Juice. Thanks.
Yost
You're
thinks
welcome.
the magistrate is a cuck.
Dear Lord. What have I done?
Suddenly she's sassy.
They can't hear you.
I know. I'm just telling
I'm kind of
you.
here.
I'm like, you can jump in if you want to. She was all, I'm not really good at Star Trek stuff. And I was like, all right.
Not what I said!
Special guest appearance by Merida.
One stylistic change that I really appreciated, because there's always when there's a universe jump or a time jump like this, there's always you're looking at all those little details. But the one that I just thought was just bang on was the Confederation symbol, the replacement for the Federation symbol, because the Federation symbol has the 4 stars representing the 4 original members, and the Confederation symbol has 1 big star. Oh, perfect.
Yep. They had Earth, and if you noticed I noticed that too, and I also noticed that all the other stars that you would have normally seen in the Federation symbol, they were all pointed towards Earth, or it looked like they were all aligned towards Earth, which plays perfectly along this very xenophobic empire.
Earlier, when Picard gave that perverted version of the you know, the boldly go speech, it balanced out for me when, you know, when everyone's reunited and he's able to be himself, and the passion in his voice about this totalitarian nightmare, like he's so pissed, he's so fucking, like, he's so mad, and I love it.
Well, that's where Q came. Remember, Q said this was his penance.
Yes, that's the episode name, Penance.
Exactly. But this change of whatever Picard did, the reality he's in now, this was his penance. This was his punishment. To see the Federation become completely corrupted and also to have him as a major player in that alternate timeline.
Truly his worst nightmare. Merida has popped into the crew lounge. Did you have a rebuttal for Cryus or the like?
So while she fixes her microphone, well, what I was going to say is, I think stuff like this is what made Patrick Stewart want to do this series. Like, I remember when they announced Picard the first time, like the first season, that it was like Patrick Stewart was adamant that he was not going to be the captain of the Enterprise. And
Yes.
I think it's because he wanted stories with a bit more drama. Like, he got to stretch his acting legs, I think, a little bit, doing these more like drama-focused type stuff.
Oh, totally, yeah. Acted the hell out of it.
And he was interested in the continuing story, not the continuing Enterprise story, but like what happens to you 30 years after like the high point of your life, you know? Which is something I really like about this show.
I worry that this is coming back to his brain and that some of this is in his head, and that worries me some because that feels just very sad and depressing.
That's a theory we haven't had yet. Interesting.
Yeah, because I mean, we talked about his brain. Last season, and I know they put him in the you know, not his body anymore. But did they fix his brain?
They put him in the android body. That was like everything. They just transferred his consciousness over.
Everything.
So yeah,
But-
so his positronic brain is his brain. So
Yeah, but if it was broken when they transferred the data,
We can't, even if you transfer to a new body, you still don't erase a lifetime of PTSD and experiences and stuff, right? So it might not have mattered. That's an interesting theory, yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's just, you know, Q is an interesting character to bring in because while, you know, the Picard hates him mostly, but he's kind of always acted like this. I don't want to say conscience because he's not, because he's annoying as fuck, but he's like, if you were going to imagine somebody to take you to task about something that is bothering the hell out of you,
Yeah.
who would it be? You know? I just feel like it would be Q. Because there's just a whole bunch of stuff that keeps coming back, which is weird. He just keeps circling back on things that have connected. And I mean, we're looking at it going, oh, that's really cool how they've connected everything up. But like, what if it's his brain that's connecting everything up? Because like they've talked about the PTSD, like with the stuff that obviously happened in his childhood, which I think where Patrick Stewart is the child of like he saw his mom abused growing up. So I thought that was really interesting that they included kind of a hint that his father was abusive to his mom in the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And think about the experiences Captain Picard has gone through. Like he the childhood stuff we're learning now is a thing alone, but like the Borg experience alone, that would have been career ending for me. I would have been like, yeah, my brain's broken, I can't do this anymore. But then think about, and Jenny, like one of your favorite episodes, Inner Light, like imagine going through all that and then trying to get back to your job. Like Picard's, he'd be a pretty fucked up guy in real life.
His brain should be a little broken.
Yeah.
Like it really should be a little broken. And I don't know. Something's not right yet. I'm not, like I said, I'm not adoring this. I'm not like Cryo said, I'm not very good at Star Trek. What the hell was that? I don't feel I'm as educated upon it as you guys are, but I
There's
like
nothing
it
wrong
fine.
with that.
I go.
No one's keeping track of how good at Star Trek anybody is. Come on now.
So I like, and I go far back because I original series and stuff when I was like little. My dad used to watch it, but I really, really, really dislike alternate universe time travel
That's fair.
Fair
a
enough.
lot. So as soon as they started this, I'm like, oh no, come on. So then I was kind of lost.
Merida, were you in the room when Juice was going over his theories about Seven's husband being a cuck? Should we recap that for him?
Well, Matt he said, Juice thinks that Seven's husband's a cuck. And I'm like, no, that doesn't even make sense. So,
I'm picturing Christ yelling that down the stairs. Juice thinks his husband's a cuck.
no, I think that he was using her for power. And I think that's why he was so very confused that she was all sassy.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't like that, Because, I mean, the Seven we know is formed because of the Borg. We don't know what she would have grown up to be like.
For all we know, in that reality, before R7 was put into it, she might have been quite easily controlled by maybe the magistrate.
Exactly.
Running the whole show, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yes.
So I think
that's definitely that's an alternate theory. It's very good.
Just like it's no cuck theory, but
I haven't thought of it. No, but
why would you think he's a cuck? Like what?
I know.
What?
It just the personality that I'm sorry. It's just the personality when he walked in and the way he was being really deferential to her and all that, and he just had that personality, or it felt like the way he was playing that the actor was playing that character. It just felt like, as I said, it was Annika Hansen who, quote unquote, wore the pants in that couple.
See? I don't think so. And I think that this is the difference in probably a guy's interpretation and maybe a girl's interpretation of what that moment looked like. To me, it looked like he was condescending as fuck.
Yep. I think Merida's bang on. The cuck is running the show.
Yeah.
And you know what? It very well could be. And maybe it's an act that he uses to keep her placated. You know what? I could be very wrong. I just went by my first impression when I saw this. And even after the rewatch, that's what I still felt. But
we just watched it, so like I'm walking into this just fresh. Like we watched it at 7, so I watched it at 7. But I mostly just wanted to punch him.
Oh, totally.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I did. Oh, everyone, me too. I just
for different reasons.
We all want to punch him for different reasons. Yeah.
He's just punchable. Really.
He was a very punchable character.
Yeah.
And maybe he'll get punched in the next episode. Who knows?
Here's open.
Oh, he will. At some point, he's going to get punched. Maybe it'll turn out he likes that. I'm sorry, and I know I'm jumped in the middle of this, and I'm all over the place. Did we talk about who the Watcher is?
Oh, we asked that question. We don't have any real theories yet. We Jenny mentioned how Ilorians are listeners like Guinan, but who's the Watcher? We don't know.
I don't know. I feel like it's got to be somebody who's disappeared that we haven't seen yet in this new timeline. Somebody who's able to kind of cross the timelines. I don't know. Like the Borg, we know obviously can.
Everyone else racking their brains for their Star Trek knowledge. Who could that be?
Yeah, literally. I'm like, there's the trap.
Oh man, could you imagine if they brought him back?
Like
it's
it's got to
Wesley.
be.
Oh my god.
I just feel like it's. We would not be able to keep that secret ever.
Oh no, he would have posted
Bless him.
that somewhere that he was on the set and doing something.
He wouldn't have
but he wouldn't say
posted.
what.
But he'd have hinted. There'd have been something. People been like, well, what you been doing? Guinan would have been easy. Unless, I don't know, it comes back to the continuum again. So who knows?
Maybe
I'm
it's
just
Corbin
curious.
Burnson Q.
Ooh.
I was wondering, could it be another Q? Because like the way Q's acting, he's so intense, and he's obviously there's something going on with him. He's not well, but I'm like, is Q gonna actually die at the end of this series, or are they finally gonna finish him off?
Yeah.
This is his last big hurrah.
Q's can die. We've discovered this. So I mean,
But even just like his eyes were teary,
Yes.
you know, like he was
Mhm.
just like not his jackass self, but kind of like, this fucking matters. You got to fix this.
He was a little, flippant and fun at first, but then it got so serious so quick.
Mhm.
But then, maybe he's also up for grabs in the punishment of alien beings on Earth. Who knows?
Mm.
Managed to get hold of the continuum.
Oh, interesting.
I wanted to mention one thing about the previous episode. Right before the flip happened, right before the explosion, the world change, whatever, the Borg Queen said to Picard, "Look up."
Look up.
Just wanted to throw that out there. And secondly, something Guinan said to him. You can see I really am like going through all the dialogue. She said something along the lines of, "Your answers are not in the stars, Picard," which may or may not have anything to do with the overarching stuff, but I thought it was very interesting.
Right. Well, I'm off to spend a few days in a pleasant haze and binge watch old Press Your Luck episodes and Riff Tracks movies while my soul recharges. See you guys next week. Vinzer Flinn signing off.